हेलो व्यूअर्स, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। शहबाज अकमल आपकी खिदमत में देसी किचन के साथ हाजिर है। व्यूअर्स, आज हमारे पास एक गेस्ट आए हैं, मेरे भांजे हैं, कनाडा से आए हैं। ख़ास तौर पे इस देसी किचन को देखने और उनको भी खाना पकाने का काफ़ी शौक़ है, तो लिहाजा वो भी आज आपसे एक मज़ेदार सी प्यारी सी रेसिपी शेयर करेंगे। आइए हम उनसे मिलते हैं और उनसे पूछते हैं कि आज वो हमें क्या खिलाएंगे।
Hello, my name is Hamza Khan. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and today we're going to be making a margarita pizza in this clay oven, and we're also going to be making our own homemade tomato sauce that can be used for pasta or pizza. So first of all, we're going to make our tomato sauce, which can be used for pasta or pizza. So we're going to need 2 cans of peeled tomatoes, which we're also going to put into the blender to make it just a little bit more crushed, and tomato paste, that way it can just give it a little bit more thicker. Any type of pizza seasoning, this can be used for also again pizza or pasta. And then 1 chicken soup cube or stock cube, some finely diced onion, and finely diced garlic that we're going to be sweating inside the pan first, then we're going to add everything else. What we're going to do with the whole peeled tomato is just we're going to make it a little bit smaller into the blender. Alright, and it just needs to be smaller than an actual whole tomato. That way there's still a bit of a crunch into the pizza. So first we're going to be starting to put 3 tablespoons of olive oil, vegetable oil, any type of oil. And then we're gonna wait until the oil starts to heat up. So first we're gonna start sweating our onions. Then once that's done, then we're gonna add our garlic, but make sure not to cook the garlic or else the pasta sauce will come out bitter. Alright, and now we're gonna wait until that cooks or sweats. And now we're gonna add, this is worth of 3 garlic cloves, and make sure they're finely diced into small little cubes. And remember to not fully cook them. It's gonna be bitter if you fully cook them. So just make sure that they just sweat. And turn it to brown. Alright, so now that the garlic and the onions have been sweating and have been brown, we can finally add the tomato sauces. And make sure you mix it, get everything combined. And then to that, you're gonna want to add 1 teaspoon of chicken stock. Alright. And then we have here a pizza seasoning. You can find it like in any supermarket. And then you want to add 2 teaspoons of that for seasoning. Here we have the tomato paste. You're just gonna want to add one small can, or if it's this type of size, you can just add like a quarter or half of it, and then just mix it up. You can add salt and pepper if you want, but the Italian seasoning already has salt and pepper. Alright, and then stir it a few times, but make sure that you leave it for 1 hour to simmer. Here's the all-purpose flour. Alright. Alright, that was 270 grams of flour, spoons of sugar, and then a pinch of flaky salt or any type of salt, and then for the yeast, you're gonna want to have 4 grams of yeast. So my spoon is a bit bigger, so I'm just gonna do a little bit under. Alright, and then we need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. That's 1 and 2, and on top we need 265 grams or milliliters of warm water. And then you'll see it slowly start to form together. And if it's too wet, you can always add more flour, or if it's too dry, you can add more water to it. And a good way is, once you're done mixing, knead the dough for at least 10 minutes and then leave it overnight. Leave it overnight with a kitchen towel, because if you use saran wrap, there's not going to be much air in it. So this is one I made just yesterday, and I left it overnight. As you can see, it rise pretty high. Alright, so this is the overnight dough that we had. We let the gluten rise from the yeast. So now we're just gonna flour the surface. Any type of flour will work. Right, and make sure it's well coated, and just knead the dough. This process should take at least like 5 to 10 minutes depending on how long you leave your dough. You can leave it for 24 hours or you can leave it for just 1 hour. There you go. That's your dough. And now you're just gonna wanna slice it in half. See how when you cut the dough, that it kind of puffed up a little bit. That's what you want. And so now you're just gonna want to make a small dough. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just try and get it as circular as possible. The pizza sauce, it was coming about a little bit thin, so if you want it a little bit thicker like this, then you can add more tomato paste to it. So now we're gonna start with the pizza, and you're just gonna want to use your ladle and spread it evenly across the pizza like that. And you're gonna want to leave a little bit on the outside so the crust for the pizza can form, just like that. Alright, and if you want to add a little bit more on top, that's fine as well. So now we're gonna put the toppings, which is just a little bit of basil. Make sure it's even so one slice doesn't get more than the other. Just like that. Alright, and this is the cheese. If you have like fresh mozzarella, then you can just pull it apart. But I cut mine up so there'll be like pockets of cheese on the pizza. So they're like kind of thick but also like pretty thin. It doesn't matter how much cheese you want to put. Alright. See, this one's a bit more thin than the other ones. Alright. Big clay oven. We put some wood inside of it and we got it nice and hot. So you're gonna want to put the pizza all the way back there. Alright. Cheese has been browned. The basil is nice and crunchy. The crust is also pretty crunchy as well. So I think it's about done. Comment if you've tried this recipe or not. As you can tell, this was how to make a margarita pizza.